Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? I'm on my way home. Still $9 and some change short. Today has been really just an awful day. Had a nail in my tire. Try finding somebody to fix that on a Sunday. So, more than likely, sometime tomorrow morning, my cell phone will be off. So, if I'm not in Wi-Fi, I won't be able to communicate. So I don't want everybody to be upset if I don't respond. I also can't work. No phone, no ability to get orders, and no ability to drive. But I wanted to say something about Summer's case. It's 12:10. I've not had an order for an hour and 40-some minutes. I've spent more on gas than I made. Anyway, so I'm looking back at my notes and going back over things. And there's just a couple things that don't make good sense to me. All of a sudden, Candus and Don want to move to Arkansas pretty much permanently. Rather live in a motel room and pay a motel room bill than live in a house that's paid for, that you don't have a water bill because of the type of water stuff you have, right? The cistern that I never can pronounce correctly. So all you've got is an electric bill and taxes, pretty much, because your car is paid for. And honestly, there's day labor in that area. I've checked into it. Maybe they should check into Trojan labor. They hire and pay by the day, and they don't go by your name. They go by your record that they run, and your not criminal history that I'm speaking of, your past employment history. But Candus said, when they were going to Dr. Phil, Candus made the comment that she didn't want to leave and go to Dr. Phil because that would be leaving the one place that Summer would come back to. But yet, sorry you guys, I've got the worst headache and sick on my stomach. I've got to eat something. You don't want to leave to go to Dr. Phil to do an interview to bring not just national but international attention from someone that's well respected in the field to a point. But less than a year later, you're willing to move permanently and sell the property. Two things that I question, and maybe some of you guys out there can answer these two questions for me. One, I doubt Miss Lisa K. Ruetz, who came in my comments section and talked junk to me and has done it to many other creators and other locals and family members, said that Don couldn't sell that property, that it was in the will, that there was stipulations. That's why Clyda was over it. That it had to be sold to another male heir. And I've already long said that Don Candus isn't the persons that own the property. That it says Donald Wesley Wells Jr. And what I know of the way senior, junior, second, and when you have a third, it's the third and the fourth and all that, how that works. Even when I spoke to a genealogist, they said my understanding was at this time correct, which is, to be a junior, there has to be a senior. And that Don's father, Summer's grandfather, is Donald L. Wells. L. Not W, but L. So, there's two different middle names. So that the junior would have to be Don's son, the RSO. Now, anyway, I digress. Long story short, the property was said back then it can only be sold to a male bloodline heir. So I'm confused as to how now it's able to be sold and they're able to move. Did they get special permission, or was that another lie? The other thing is, about 2 months ago, allegedly, the FBI reached out to Don and Candus through the PIs, Trudy and Bill, I believe is his name. One, Don, why did that police, any form of law enforcement that's investigating your missing child's case, why can they not contact you direct? Why do they have to contact, the detectives? They're detectives. They're not attorneys. They're detectives. And even way early on, when you were still on Jay for Justice's interview channel, you told her then you had an attorney, which means that you're not fully cooperating, that you're having that attorney talk for you. And I mean, you're having Bill and Trudy talk for you. My other question on that isn't that timeline very coincidental? The FBI, allegedly, because it's Don that's saying it, and, you kind of got to take it with a grain of salt, because honestly, Don is not the biggest truth teller out there. But Don says the FBI is reaching out to him because they have questions about his missing child's case. Instead of him and Candus directly talking to them, they let the detectives handle it. And then the timeline, oh my Lord, look at the baby deer. I don't know if y'all could see them, but there was like 3 deer right there. Anyway, I digress. I apologize. My question is, it seems, based on Don's story of the FBI contacting them, and the timeline that we know to be true on the move to Arkansas, why does it seem like that the FBI reached out to ask questions and you guys hightailed it the hell up out of Tennessee? Why do you want to give the appearance of running away from your problems? I was told by more than one individual in your past. One was a carnival worker, another was someone from Wisconsin, and another one was somebody from Arkansas. All of them, the thing they have in common is they know you guys. The carnival worker actually met Don at a later date when Candus and him came to a carnival together so that she could introduce to some of her friends. Anyways, she didn't have a very good rep, by the way, with that carnival worker. But anyway, it seems like the FBI reached out to ask questions because there's some kind of movement in Summer's case. And days later, y'all roll out to Arkansas permanently. My question is, does anybody know of this to be true? Factually, can you help me as far as the land sale goes and as far as the timeline for the Arkansas move? And thirdly, someone please explain to me why that after 2 years and no answers that you feel comfortable now, Candus, leaving the only place your child has ever known as a home and the only place that she would know to come back looking for you. Just questions. People can say what they want. I feel like the timeline is off. The storyline is off. And there's an old adage, when you act like you have something to hide, it's because you do. That's why I feel how I feel about Summer's parents. They're more reactive than proactive. And I just feel like there's something that's being hidden. And it may not even have anything to do with why she came up missing. But when you're acting like you have something to hide, you're not wanting to talk, you're not, and I don't mean the YouTubers, hunty, and I don't mean the news anchors. I'm talking about to law enforcement. When they want you to give another polygraph, why would you hesitate? In my opinion, if I do some shit, I'm going to be like, let's roll up in here. Let me get this polygraph taken. So that y'all can quit looking at me and go find my child. Period. If I'm wrong, please let me know. Please discuss this in the comments. Please let me know if you know anything about the land sale. Is what we were told before some bullshit, or is it true that it has to go to a blood male heir only? Can't be a wife or husband. It has to be a full heir. And is what Don said true? And is it kawinky-dink that as soon as the FBI starts asking questions, Candus and Don all of a sudden move out of state because they can't find work? Peace, love, and light. Anybody that would like to help support the channel, $9 and some change, and I keep my phone on and keep things going. All the stuff will be in the description box. Peace, love,